Just how much money do these companies have to lose before they realise that this is not a good idea? I'll throw this article up on screen so you guys can kind of read along, but let's summarise it a little bit. During a recent speaking event, Warner Bros. Discovery Gaming boss, this guy's name, discussed some of the company's strategy for gaming going forward, and it includes more live service, mobile, and free-to-play games. He said, "We're doubling down on games as an area where we think there is a lot more growth opportunity and that we can tap into the IP that we have and some of the capabilities we have on the studio where we're uniquely positioned as a publisher and developer of games." Later in the article it says, he pointed out that Warner Bros.' latest big game, Thingy Squad, Kill the Justice League, was a disappointment. So the plan going forward is to help reduce volatility, whatever, by focusing on core franchises and bringing some of them to mobile and free-to-play and invest into live service games. Have you ever heard of the dumbest thing in gaming ever? We may actually be approaching literally maybe like, I don't know, a decade of this now. Like, what was the first big game to do live service successfully where it was like recurring? And I mean, to be fair, probably World of Warcraft, so well more than a decade. But I think the thing that started this trend amongst console games is Destiny. And that was probably, 2014? I was in college. I think it's crazy. All I'm hearing here is every time we make a AAA game, it's really bad. And because it's bad, nobody buys it. And we don't respect things that came before and just make bad games. And then we want more money. So what we're going to do is we're going to use IP that everybody loves, like Harry Potter and Batman. And then we can do free-to-play live service games and things like that and make lots of recurring income every month from people that just like, Harry Potter and Batman and don't know any better. Because this model worked so well for other companies that have done the same thing over the years. Capcom, at the minute, has got a Devil May Cry game that's absolutely flopped because of doing a similar thing. Konami did this whole thing where Silent Hill basically went out the window because they decided to try and take it mobile and cabinets and things like that. It's so stupid. Whatever happened to just making good games? Just make a game that is so good that so many people go and buy it that you make a shit ton of money. Make a game that is actually something people want to buy, and they will. It's almost like Warner Brothers themselves have got some of the most successful games of the last few decades. Looking at you, Batman Arkham City, for example. But these days, the standards for what is enough money have moved, and it's just, apparently, it doesn't cover it no more. Also, if you guys haven't already, do consider subscribing, drop a like and comment on this video, really helping the account grow. We've been getting some decent views recently, but the majority of people that see the video are not subscribed, so if you could fix that, that'd be brilliant. I'm so sick to death of every game that comes out just being a money-making opportunity beyond just the price tag of the game, especially when games themselves are just getting more and more expensive. And some people will come in the comments and they'll go, "Oh, but games are getting more expensive to make." That's on the developer. Stop doing things that make things more expensive to make if the game itself isn't going to be good. Simply throwing money at something doesn't make it good. It's the same lesson that the movie industry is currently learning, where not even some of the most big published Marvel films can make back their budgets, because if something is shit, then guess what? It doesn't matter how expensive that shit is, it's still shit. Stop it. Stop making shit games. Like the Squad game that everybody hates at the minute. Before that came out, everybody said it was going to be bad. The pre-release things, everybody said it was going to be bad. It came out, guess what? It was bad. Pretty much nobody bought it. Nobody cares. It's bad. This is just time and time again, it's just what happens. Check this one out later on in that article. Rather than just launching a one-and-done console game, how do we develop a game around, for example, Hogwarts or Harry Potter that is a live service where people can live and work and build and play in that world on an ongoing basis? Why do people don't want to do that? It is okay to have a game that is just a one-and-done sort of game. If you make a game that is good enough, at some point people revisit it. Yeah, you don't make more money from them revisiting it, but oh well, it doesn't matter. It seemed to work for the last however many decades until like the last few years when every game was like, oh, we need to make as much money as we can every month. It's like Fortnite came out with a battle pass thing and it was just, well, I know that Fortnite didn't create battle passes, by the way, but they were definitely the one that popularized it. And it's like, oh, every company in the world went, this game doesn't even cost any money. And they've made infinite money. How can we do that? It's like, well, you don't get to do that because your game was 70 quid and is like a big budget game. Fortnite at the time, you know what I mean? You don't get to do that. I dearly miss like 2008 through like 2014. That was the golden era for gaming. Let me read some games that came out during that time, shall we? Okay, so 2008, we got GTA 4, Fallout 3, Dead Space, Metal Gear Solid 4, Gears of War 2, Left 4 Dead, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Far Cry 2, Fable 2, Battlefield Bad Company, Devil May Cry 2, God of War Chains of Olympus. This list is crazy. Star Wars Force Unleashed, Rainbow Six Vegas 2, just Saints Row 2. Jesus Christ, there were so many good games that year. The Incredible Hulk game, just so many. And then if we go to 2009, check this out. Batman Arkham Asylum, Left 4 Dead 2, Assassin's Creed 2, Resident Evil 5, Dragon Age Origins, Uncharted 2, Borderlands, Bayonetta, New Mario Bros, Halo 3 ODST, Demon's Souls, GTA 4 DLCs, Prototype, Infamous, Ghostbusters the video game, X-Men Origins Wolverine, Wet, Resistance. These are all games that I still to this day go and play. It keeps going. Red Faction Guerrilla, Killzone 2. This was such a golden era. Look, it carries on. 2010, Mass Effect 2, Red Dead Redemption, Fallout New Vegas, Limbo, Amnesia, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Call of Duty Black Ops, Bioshock 2, God of War 3, Alan Wake, Civ 5, Halo Reach, Metal Gear Solid, Peace Walker, Heavy Rain, Super Meat Boy, Splinter Cell, Metro 2033, Mafia 2, Dante's Inferno, Just Cause 2, Fable 3, Epic Mickey, Dead Rising 2, Spider-Man Shattered Memories, Undead Nightmare, Transformers War for Cybertron, Skate 3, playing that as we speak. I mean, I imagine that you get the point here, but like, for my own sake at the minute, I'm going to continue, and if anybody's interested, I hope you are. 2011, Batman Arkham City, Portal 2, Deus Ex Human Revolution, Elder Scrolls Skyrim, Saints Row 3, LA Noire, Uncharted 3, Battlefield 3, Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword, Dead Space 2, Modern Warfare 3, Infamous 2, Assassin's Creed Revelations, The Witcher 2, Gears of War 3, Dark Souls, Crysis 2, Little Big Planet 2, Terraria, Bulletstorm, Alice Madness Returns, Dragon Age 2, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, Dead Island, Sonic Generations. Just in these last, 3-4 years that I've listed alone, that are enough games to keep you busy for years. Each one of these singular years has got more good games than have come out in any single year for ages. These days, we're lucky if we get 2 big bangers every year. Like, for example, how many Game of the Year, nominees do you guys think we have every year? Like, valid ones? Because sometimes they put ones up that it's like no one actually cared. I would say it's between 2 and 3 every year that people will argue over who is going to win Game of the Year. Each one of these years I've listed so far has been a list of 10 nominees. Right, let's go to 2012, because this one I know for a fact is crazy. Right, Far Cry 3, Mass Effect 3, Dishonored, Borderlands 2, The Walking Dead Telltale game, Mass Effect 3, Halo 4, Darksiders 2, Assassin's Creed 3, Diablo 3, Sleeping Dogs, Guild Wars 2, XCOM, Enemy Unknown, Hitman Absolution, Black Ops 2, Hotline Miami, Dragon's Dogma, Spec Ops The Line, Prototype 2, just Azura's Wrath, Resident Evil 6, maybe I shouldn't have read that one, Darkness 2, that was an amazing game, Kingdoms of Amalur, Lollipop Chainsaw, I don't even think you can get that anymore. New Super Mario Bros. U, Epic Mickey 2. I didn't even know there was an Epic Mickey 2. Also, this carries on. It keeps going. I'm gonna stop when we get to 2014, so bear with me. 2013, Bioshock Infinite, Last of Us, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, GTA 5, Beyond Two Souls, Stanley Parable, Battlefield 4, Metro Last Light, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, Saints Row 4, Dead Rising 3, Batman Arkham Origins, A Link to the Past, COD Ghosts, Dead Space 3, Arkham Origins, I've said that. Outlast, X and Y, Gone Home was decent. God of War Ascension was okay, I guess. Dead Island Riptide was okay. Deadpool, that was good. Walking Dead Survival Instinct, God, I'd forgotten about that game. And to finish off this rant of games used to be better, Alien Isolation in 2014, Alien Isolation, Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, Dark Souls 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, Bayonetta 2, Far Cry 4, South Park Stick of Truth, Wolfenstein, Evil Within, Titanfall, Sunset Overdrive, Assassin's Creed Unity, Watch Dogs, Halo Master Chief Collection, Infamous Second Son, Metal Gear Solid 5, Assassin's Creed Rogue, the DLC for The Last of Us, The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, I think that was good. PT, good lord. Has that really been 10 years? PT is 10 years old, oh my god. Anyway, I think you get the point here, is that there was a time where every single year, it was like every month there was a new Game of the Year nominee. Someone in the comments of this is going to go, oh, but it's not true that there are no good games. There are good games. Look at Elden Ring. Yeah, good. I agree. Elden Ring's a great game. But it just... So many of these companies think that live service games are the way to go. How many of those games that I listed just then were live service games. A decent chunk of them were multiplayer games, but the most multiplayer aspect of them when it comes to recurring income was 4 DLC map packs a year for like a tenner a time, not like 15 quid a month for a battle pass, some skins you won't care about, and some fancy colours for your gun. Like, times were different. I'm not saying there are no good games now. I'm saying these companies don't seem to want to stop losing money because they think that the way to make more money is to just wring every penny that their customers are worth rather than, you know, actually making good games that sell crazy well. Shocker, that used to work. And it did so well for such a long time. I'm really grateful that my teenage years where I had like the most time to worry about nothing and play games all day with people was that sort of period. I was in high school from 2009 through 2014, and there was a hell of a lot of good games during that period, and I'm grateful. But I truly cannot believe that this keeps happening. Like, even in the movie industry, some studios seem to be realizing that people don't care about the agendas that they're trying to push and that it isn't ever going to make the money that they want it to make with the demographics they're trying to market the films to that are never going to see the film in the first place. Meanwhile, the gaming industry doesn't seem to be getting the memo, and it's annoying. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below, ranting with me, I guess. It's time for me to go to bed. I've been up for way too long. See you in a bit.